What is up, guys? It is me, Chess Salsa, and I'm holding the camera with my left hand. So today, yeah, well, what's this? You may ask, which you probably didn't ask. Yeah, it's a new fan. They just keep on coming and they don't stop coming. So, basically, yeah, I got this. So, this is not gonna go in the normal playlist. Oh, you probably didn't know this, but I think 2 months ago, I made a new playlist and a new series for fans called Reborn Reviews. This is the official final for the reviews. For, like, this fan. They get their final review where it's nice, better quality, and I get nicer thumbnail. You know, those are called the Reborn Reviews. I'm gonna redo all my fan reviews, that don't insist of the ones that are already in there now, like this fan, that fan, and I believe the Vornado and Wells Royal. This fan's not going to go on that playlist because this fan still needs the grills painted, and it gets bad down here. It's really bad on the back, and obviously that's bad. So I'm not going to put it in the fancy playlist when the fan isn't done yet. So when the fan is got the painted grills, then I'll put it in the fancy playlist where it belongs, because by that point it'll be redone and fully restored. But since it's not done yet, I don't want to do that. So, onto the fan. So, I got this, I want to say last weekend. Yes, last weekend. I got it at this, basically there's this dump, and you go there and drop off, like, your garbage bags, and anything that they find that they don't think is worth throwing away, like, let's say I were to just go to the dump right now and throw away this clock. Well, the garbage guys are not going to throw it away because they're like, you know what, it's a clock and it looks like it works. So what they do is they hold it aside, and there's a shop, and they put it in there, and everything in there is free. So this was in there, and I got a ticket for free. So that is that. Pretty cool, pretty neat that I got this for free. So that's where this came from. Basically, like a dump shop. I also got a bunch of other stuff there too for my ceiling fan. I also got a whole ceiling fan there for free. I'll talk about that in like a month because it's all ripped apart right now. But yeah. And then I got this fan. And then I got some other ceiling fan parts and I think an old Rubik's Cube from like 1980s because it's got the wrong pattern on it. So, yeah. If I sound like an idiot right now, I have really bad allergies at this moment. I don't know why. It just is like that, so I'm gonna stop talking about me because no one cares. Here's the fan. So, this one was by far the hardest project I've done in this house. This is my grandparents' house, obviously. At my house, the hardest one I've done was probably the Eskimo, because that one needed everything repainted. The wires had to be, like, redone correctly. The motor had to be, like, redone twice. It was bad. And it's funny, because the Eskimo is actually, like, the same thing as this fan. It's just in blue. So, it's kind of ironic that both of these fans are the hardest ones and the worst condition ones. This one was the hardest. The cabinet was extremely filthy. I'd use 3 to 4 different types of cleaners. Luckily, it paid off in the end, as you can see that shine. And yeah, so let's start off with the cabinet. So, it's in this weird color. I don't know what it is. It's not gray. You can say it's gray, that's fine, but I have a gray fan right here, and you can see they're not the same. This is more like a white cream color. Not quite like a P53, but kind of like a P53. It's more of like a color, if you will. Like a lighter beige. I don't really know how to describe it, nor do I care. But I got some nice shine on that, so I do feel pretty good about that. It took me a long time to get that shine with no polish. The handle was removable, so I removed the handle. Luckily, that looks brand new. And yes, I will do what every other collector does. It's got my handle! I had to. Moving on over here, we have the speed sticker. I don't know if I call it a sticker. It's metal. Which, that didn't prove anything. But yeah, it's got the brown knob because, I don't know. And it's got 2-speed, 2 off positions because it just is weird. It says 2 amps. We all know this is a 2.6 amp motor, so that's lies. It is the Manning Bowman brand. Hopefully you figured that out by now. Hopefully that's apparent. So, you know, it even says Manning Bowman Div. So when it says Div, you know they're serious. It's model 20524, too long to remember, and it's got the UL listing because it means it's nice. So yeah, now let's talk about the grills. The grills are in bad condition. They're bent in a weird way. I did clean them. Obviously, they don't look clean. So that was... It's kind of shaming because it took me, like, 6 hours to do this whole fan, like, properly. And I'm not even done yet. Like, there's still a lot of things done, and it looks dirty because the stupid grills. You know? It's kind of down-putting. And you don't believe me, you can just see the nastiness. That's just rust. I can't get that off. And I'm not going to bother trying to when I can just repaint it and get that white color right back. These are homemade grommets. I made these out of some foam paper. I took some foam paper, cut them into circles, drilled the screw right through it. Speaking of screws, these are brand new screws. Why did I say that like that? Well, all these fans at the time came with bolts. This means if you want to take the front grill off to clean the fan, you have to get a wrench. Why? That's stupid. Every other fan ever made in existence uses Phillips screws like a human. Why? So I went to a store and I got some Phillips screws that fit for this fan. I think it was 3/4 an inch. Something like that. I don't know and I do not care. Was it 3/4? Something like that. No one cares. So yeah. They're nice chrome, shiny. Then you got the rubber grommets, not rubber, but foam. I had to put these here because this grill likes to rattle. It's bent and uneven, so I didn't want it to rattle a lot. And thanks to these brilliant homemade idea, DIY, you know, it came out kind of nice. Size of the cabinet can be questionable, especially this side. I don't know what the heck that is. It does come off if I sit here and scratch it for 5 years, which I'm not going to bother doing so. But it does come off. That over there is rust, so I can't get that off, but yeah. People like Spat Spare know how to get all this crap off. I don't, and I'm not going to repaint the fan, because when I repaint it with spray paint, I can't get the shine back, unless I use like a clear coat, which, again, it won't feel like metal anymore. It'll just feel like weird paint material. On the other side of the cabinet, though, it is the opposite. It is very nice. Not a scratch on it. Well, as I say that, I passed by some overlapping rust from the front. The blades are nice. I do want to polish them, but the polish that I need to get, I cannot find anywhere. Walmart's like, oh, we sell it. And then I go there and then they don't have it. So, I don't know what to say about that. Blades are pretty clean. Funny story, getting the blades off was literally, a problem. I had to use a hammer because the little nut, which, if I can find, this won't come out. I had the Allen wrench stuck in there, which, by the way, the Allen wrench size is very specific. I had to get, like, 15 different Allen wrenches out, and then only one of them was able to fit. So, thank you, Manning Bowman, for the worst design on the planet. And I put that in there, then I had to hammer it, and that didn't do anything. So, I had to keep hammering it, didn't do anything. So, I had to just keep messing with it. I had to put some oil in there, some, like, breaking oil, like, penetrating oil to break through that. And then, finally, after the oil, I was able to hammer it off with the hammer. Yeah, it took me maybe an hour to get the fan apart. And it took me another hour just to get the motor apart, because the motor was glued together. I don't know why they did that. I mean, it has bolts, and I was able to get it apart and back together no problem, so it didn't break anything. I just don't know why they did that. I think it was just stuck together from time. The oil in there was so bad, it was like a dark black color. It looked like ferro fluid. So, I had to replace all the oil and do an oil clean out, which took another hour. It was not fun to do this fan. Upon the inside of the fan, it does look pretty nice, and then when you get to the bottom, you want to barf. It looks like, what even is, why? Upon that, you have the grills, which doesn't add to the mix, and it just keeps spreading, and then when it comes to the side, it just stops. I don't know why it does this. The top is fine. Why? This cup here is plastic. I don't know why they put it there. They could have put a bag there like every other company on the planet. The switch on the inside is also a bright red color, so I do appreciate the color combo. Manning Bowman, you're pretty cool. So, that is that. I'm gonna make, I know this video is already 10 minutes long. I don't care how long this is, because it's not the normal, review. This is just kind of like almost like an initial checkout. I'm just talking about the fan. The real review will come out whenever oh my god, those grills are nasty. But yeah, whenever the grills get painted, I'll make the normal review, and it won't be as long as this. But this is just kind of explaining the fan, kind of introducing the fan, if you will. So that's why this is getting long. I'm trying to keep it entertaining by throwing some humor in there. So try to keep along with me. Along with the cabinet, we have a lot of dents, manufacturing error, and a lot of other Manning Bowman fans. This little bend on both sides is actually supposed to be the bottom of the fan. So this cabinet's supposed to be like turned this way. Don't know why they did that. My Eskimo, I think, is like that too, where it has this on the bottom. So maybe this was an error in the factory. I don't know what happened, but all I know is this side of the cabinet is supposed to be on the bottom because of these weird shape outs. Actually, I might be wrong. This might even be at the top. I don't know. All I know is this is not supposed to be the side. I've watched videos of other people's fans from this era with the 3 blades and the motor and this cabinet, and none of them have this weird bump. I think mine is actually a factory error, which is weird. Again, on the back, we have the homemade grommets. I know they look a little ghetto. I didn't have the time to cut them through because I didn't want to make them too small. So I just made them as the whatever size I thought was alright. And they came out pretty good. Again, the back grill was the worst one, which is why it's on the back. I tried to make these look as nice as possible, and it's really demeaning, because when you look at the fan, it looks terrible. But when you take the grills off, it looks so much cleaner. It looks better, like a brand new fan. But when you put the grills on, it looks dirty, because the grills is the first thing you see. So that's kind of a slap in the face for all my work. This is the motor mount, slash the brace. This is one of the full braces with the, full thing going on. Again, we made those grommets. I put, I think, a thicker one here. I don't know. It looks a little thicker than the other ones. For the bolts, I really like this vent design. I like how close they are, and then they kind of have these little gaps here and here, and a little gap here. I do like that design. I think it's pretty neat. I don't know why there's a hole here that doesn't do anything. This is the oil port, so there's the back of the motor. There's the rear shaft. It does have a half-size shaft, so you will not see any blade swaps because all these fans have full-size shafts and they won't be compatible. But I don't really care because these blades don't really produce the best startup sound. This motor makes a nice startup sound, but not in any other fan. And like I said before, my Eskimo has the same exact blade set, so I've done a blade swap with these blades before. You just have to find the videos. Not like I did it a lot, because one of them failed and I didn't upload it. But yeah, so there's that. That's very disgusting. There's the cord. The cord's actually pretty neat. I don't like the plug though. The plug looks like a problem. And I do have my kilowatt meter, so we can check that out. It's got the traditional Edison motor. There's nothing else to say. This is the 70s version, not the 60s one with the round holes, and then the 50s one is the weird square-looking one. But, yeah, this is the 70s one. The 80s one is the Toastmaster / Edison motor with the weird... I have already 2 fans with that motor, but no one cares. So, there's that. Funny story, this fan had a nail put through here to hold the wires in. This is not me. This was not the previous owner. This is actually the fan. For some reason, Edison at this time, because this was like that on my Eskimo, they decided to put a nail through here. I don't know why they did that. They just put a nail through there. I put a twisty tie through there and got the nail out. Getting the nail out was nice and fun. I had to strangle it to death, but I got the nail out. And there's the twisty tie that was replaced in the nail spot. Can't really show you the motor because reasons. Another weird thing is this fan only has 4 screws, not on the sides. That is weird. I've never seen a fan like that. It's similar to my Kellier with the 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom, and then, like, what? Why? So this is one of those weird ones. My Eskimo, however, does have the ones on the side, so I think this is a little bit earlier, but I don't know. So, that is that. The bottom of the fan is actually not too bad, and this fan doesn't want to cooperate with me. That sounded unhealthy. Yeah. It looks bad. I don't know what that means. Bob? That doesn't sound right. So, don't worry though. I did put clear tape over the bad spots so they don't come in contact with any other surfaces. You can see the clear tape here shining. So, there is clear tape in some spots, like right here. But other than that, yeah. The feet were on here. I had to take them off because somehow they were migrating to the middle of the fan. Like one of the feet was over here and it's supposed to be over there. And then the little peeling sticker thing migrated over here. I don't know how that's possible. There's a big rough spot right here. I had to double tape that. So, yeah, a lot of not really good things for this fan, condition-wise. And it didn't stop there. It came to the motor, which the motor had another number of problems I had to fix. So, okay. The motor had bad thrust washers. So when I was running the fan, it was making all sorts of knocking noises. I do have some clips of that, but I wasn't able to record some of it, so the quality is weird because I use a different device. I don't know if I'm going to include that or not, but this was having a lot of problems. It was making a lot of knocking noises in the motor. So the next day I had to take the motor apart. I made a thrust washer out of this foam, put it in the back so it doesn't touch the bearing, like against the rotor, and it was alright. So, congratulations to me because I fixed the motor. I say that because I never actually made a thrust washer before, and I never had a motor that had a thrust washer problem. This is the first one. So considering I was able to fix that with no tutorial, kind of made me feel better on the inside. And again, there's that front motor. I don't know if I have any pictures of that. It is pretty, it's a nice looking motor. I'll give it that. I don't know why the lighting is so bad. It was really sunny in here. And figures my luck, it's actually really sunny in the other room. And there's another shot of those grills just to prove how bad they really are. I'll keep talking. I'm 17 minutes in, but this fan has a lot to offer. So, don't worry, the real review won't be this long. It's just this long because I'm just introducing the fan. So, without further ado, after 17 minutes, here's high. 6 startup sound. Wait. Amps. 2.4, a little bit under the 2.6 par, but it is okay. It's pretty powerful. About as powerful as that fan and this fan. Actually, no, maybe a little bit more. Very quiet. Here's low. I don't like these non-click switches. Very loud hum when it drops low. I don't know if that's normal. Hopefully it is. But when it drops low, it's like, wow! The motor isn't worn out because it's reading alright. It's reading 1.5, which is not bad. I'm probably never going to sleep with this fan because I don't need it. But it's making a little noise in the motor. Don't know what that is. Don't really care. I have mainly fixed the problem. Also, another thing this motor did was buzz. I had to varnish it. That was not fun. I don't even think it's... that might be just the bearing. I don't think it's the windings. Here's high. The jump up amperage is, I think, around 0.3, 0.2. 0.2 is technically the average. 0.3 is a little bit higher for jump up. What is jump up? It basically when you turn the fan on high and it goes up to like 3 amps and then drops down. That's what I'm talking about. Spin down was really nice earlier. Not as long as it was earlier. For some reason, I did run the fan earlier and it was longer. I don't know. So that is that. We just hit 20 minutes, so that's a problem. I didn't think I would be talking to a camera for 20 minutes about a box fan, but I guess I made it to that point. Here's some startup sounds. And yes, I am laying down for this. That's why my sound is different. Here is high. Back up to high. Okay. Drop down. Yeah, the switch is a little finicky there. The switch, you know how like in a fan, like every other fan except this one and the Eskimo, you know like when you turn the switch, there's a click, like a clicking noise. Well, this one doesn't have any clicks, just like the Eskimo. So I had to just kind of guess where high is. It's very sensitive, but here's low. Went up to high. Hopefully those motor sounds sound good. I got the best angle I can get. Look at those fans going. Look at this. Fanception over here. That sounds unhealthy. So yeah. Oh man. Look at Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this long, I guess, movie, if you will. This was the introduction of my Manning Bowman and the story of how it came into my collection and the condition and everything else about it. Don't worry, when I go to make the review, I will not make it as long. I will try to keep it nice and short because I know people don't want to watch a 22-minute video on a box fan. Without further ado, but you keep saying because I just made another video. I don't know. Just bye.